Hello everyone and welcome back to Oba's Trending Gist. Today we are diving into a fascinating anecdote shared by former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo involving Africa's richest man Aliko Dangote. Obasanjo recounts a pivotal moment where his intervention dramatically reshaped Dangote's cement business and by extension Nigeria's industrial landscape. This story, while celebrated by some as a testament to strategic leadership, also sparked critical questions about how such presidential influence impact market competition. We will explore both sides, but first, let's watch the full clip. Take a watch.
I was worried about the situation of cement in Nigeria. And I woke up at 4 a.m. I couldn't sleep. Then I waited till 5 a.m. I phoned Aliko Dangote. Aliko was in Lagos, I was in Abuja. And I woke him up. I said, Aliko, what are you doing? He said, what should a gentleman be doing at 5 a.m.? He should be sleeping. I said, well, I have no apology for waking you up. Can you see me at 7 a.m.? He said, Mr. President, it's bad enough that you wake me up at 5 a.m., but for me to see you at 7 a.m., when I'm in Lagos and you are in Abuja, and the first flight is 7 a.m., it is impossible. I said, what time can you see me? He said, 9 a.m. And he came at 9 a.m. When he came, simple question. I said, Aliko, why are you importing cement and not producing cement? And he said to me, do you want an honest answer? I said, if I call you here, I want an honest answer. That's why I've called you. He said, because it's more profitable for me to import cement and sell than for me to produce cement, which is an honest answer. Then I asked him the second question. I said, what can I do to make you produce cement? He said again, you want an honest answer? I said, yes. He said, make it as profitable for me to produce cement as it is profitable for me to import cement and sell. Again, I haven't got where I was going or he was leading me. I said, how do I do that? He said, tie my importation of cement with my production of cement. My head got it. I said, you can go. I called my Minister for Industry, who also came from the private sector. I said, look, I've had this discussion with Aliko. Come and go and work it out. So Aliko then planned to produce 5 million tons of cement a year. Since we started producing cement in 1956 up to 2003, we've never produced 5 million tons. So when Aliko made that, the people in the ministry said, he's telling a lie. He wants to, he's making it up. I said, all right, let's see how his lie will work. So I put 2 people in Aliko's construction site, and they are reporting to me every day. The day Aliko, the contractor, did not work, they will phone and tell me. And I will immediately phone Aliko. So one day Aliko came to me and said, Mr. President, I'm getting worried about you. I said, what have I done? He said, you know about this cement project more than myself. And it is not a government project. I'm getting worried about you. I say, hey, my brother Aliko, this is a Nigerian project. So anything Nigerian is a government project. Not only did Aliko succeed in the first 5 million, he succeeded in the second 5 million. He succeeded in the third 5 million. I started taking him out to other countries in Nigeria, in Africa. I took him to Tanzania. I took him to Senegal. That's how Aliko made it. Partnership between the private and the public. Partnership between leadership.
That was quite a story from former President Obasanjo. He described how he was deeply concerned about Nigeria's reliance on cement importation. Driven by this worry, he made a remarkable call to Aliko Dangote at 5 a.m. Dangote at the time confessed that importing cement was significantly more profitable than producing it locally. Obasanjo's response was direct and impactful. He implemented a policy linking cement importation to local production. This meant that for Dangote to continue importing, he had to commit to establishing local manufacturing plants. The former president even assigned personnel to monitor Dangote's construction sites daily, ensuring compliance and providing regular updates. This strategic move, as Obasanjo proudly recounts, spurred Dangote to not only meet the initial target of 5 million tons of cement production, but to surpass it, expanding to 10, then 15 million tons annually. He even began exporting cement to other African nations like Tanzania and Senegal. Obasanjo framed this as a successful partnership between the private and public sector, driven by committed leadership at every level, ultimately benefiting Nigeria's industrial capacity. Now, while Obasanjo accounts certainly highlights a dramatic shift in Nigeria's cement industry and Dangote's remarkable growth, it's crucial for us to look beyond the surface and ask some tough questions. If a president truly desires national prosperity and industrial growth, why did this intervention appears to benefit only one individual or company so profoundly, seemingly at the expense of others? The central point of concern here, which many have raised, is the fate of other local cement businesses. My research into that period reveals that companies like Ibeto Cement, led by Chief Cletus Ibeto, were also significant players in cement importation and had expressed intentions to invest in local production. However, it's widely reported that the government's backward integration policy, which tied imports licenses directly to local production capacity, was implemented in a way that disproportionately favored Dangote Cement. There was instances where Ibeto Cement's imported consignment faced blockages and heavy duties, creating immense difficulties for their operations, while Dangote seems to navigate the policy with more government facilitations. This raises critical questions. If the goal was to boost local manufacturing, why wasn't a more level playing field created for all aspiring manufacturers? By seemingly offering preferential terms or more consistent support to one entity, did Obasanjo inadvertently or intentionally disadvantage other emerging industrialists like Ibeto who were keen to compete and grow? This kind of singular focus, while effective in creating one industrial giant, can often stifle healthy competition and foster monopolies. It raises serious questions about fairness, equity, and whether the government intervention, even with good intentions, can sometimes pick winners and losers, ultimately killing off potential competitors. The idea that anything Nigerian is a government project, as Obasanjo humorously puts it, takes on a different light when it seems to apply preferentially to one private entity over others in the same sector. We must ask if such targeted support, however successful for an individual, truly serves the broader economic interest and promotes a diverse and competitive industrial base for the nation. So, what are your thoughts? Was Obasanjo's intervention a masterstroke of economic policy, or did it create an unfair advantage that hindered true competition in Nigeria's cement industry? Share your perspective in the comments below. I'm eager to hear what you think. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Obas Trending Gist for more in-depth discussions, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next update. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.